Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into something really cool today. Kayaking on the River Raisin in Tecumseh, Michigan.
Sounds beautiful.
It is. But we're focusing on a specific part of the river, the route between Globe Mill Pond and Standish Pond. It's like this perfect blend of history, nature, and a nice relaxing paddle.
You had me at relaxing paddle.
Right. Anyone can do this one. It doesn't matter if you're, a seasoned kayaker or just starting out.
I've heard great things about Tecumseh. It's like a small town that really gets how to, preserve its history while embracing the outdoors.
Exactly. And that's what makes this route so fascinating. These ponds, they weren't always these peaceful oases. They were actually powerhouses of industry back in the day.
Really? What kind of industries are we talking about?
Well, that's where the history comes in. Globe Mill Pond, for example, it powered all sorts of mills, like sawmills, grist mills. I even read that there was a woolen mill there at one point.
Wow. So this quiet little waterway was once a bustling hub of activity.
Exactly. As you paddle along, you can still see echoes of that past. Old mill foundations, bridges, even the way the riverbanks are shaped. It's pretty cool.
So you're literally paddling through history. That's amazing.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's not just Globe Mill Pond. As you make your way down to Standish Pond, you can see the landscape changing.
How so?
Well, Globe Mill Pond is closer to the town center, so it has a more, manicured feel. Standish Pond, on the other hand, is further downstream and has this wilder, more natural vibe.
I see. It's like the landscape itself is reflecting the town's shift from industry to a focus on nature.
You got it. And it's not just about aesthetics. Tecumseh has made a real effort to restore the River Raisin. They've done a lot to improve the water quality and encourage biodiversity.
What kind of things have they done?
Well, a big one is restoring native plants along the riverbanks. That helps prevent erosion, filters pollutants, and provides habitat for wildlife. They've also been working to remove barriers to fish migration, like dams and stuff.
Smart. So it's healthier for the river and brings back more wildlife.
Exactly. Speaking of wildlife, you're likely to spot some pretty amazing creatures along this route. Great blue herons, kingfishers, maybe even a white-tailed deer if you're lucky.
Wow. It's quite a contrast from the industrial scene we were just picturing.
Right. Makes you realize how resilient nature is, how it can reclaim and restore itself even after being heavily impacted by human activity. So we've talked about the history, the ecological transformation, the wildlife. What about the actual kayaking experience itself? What's it like to paddle this stretch of the river?
Well, one of the great things about this route is that it's perfect for all skill levels. The water is generally very calm.
So it's good for families with kids.
Absolutely. Even if you've never kayaked before, you can easily handle this one.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
But I imagine seasoned kayakers might find it a bit, too tame.
Not necessarily. Even experienced paddlers can appreciate the beauty and tranquility of this route. It's a chance to slow down, enjoy the scenery, maybe do some bird watching or photography.
That's a good point. Sometimes it's nice to just relax and soak it all in.
Exactly. And what I find really interesting is that this route manages to pack so much into a relatively short and manageable experience. You've got the history, the ecology, the recreation, all in one. It's like a little microcosm of Tecumseh's journey as a whole.
I like that, a microcosm. It really does seem like this kayaking trip offers something for everyone. It's like a perfect little package of everything Tecumseh has to offer.
Right. And what I love is it's not just about being on the water. It's about how that kayaking experience connects with the town itself.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
You can literally step out of your kayak and you're right there in downtown Tecumseh, ready to explore the shops, grab some lunch, soak up that small town vibe.
Okay, but hold on. Are there actually easy access points along this route?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to paddle all the way down and then have to hike back to your car, right?
Well, you're good there.
Yeah.
Tecumseh's really thought this through. They have designated public access points, both at Globe Mill Pond and at Standish Pond, so you can launch your kayak, enjoy that nice paddle downstream, and then exit right near downtown.
Nice. Super convenient.
Exactly. They've really made it easy for everyone to enjoy this experience. And speaking of making it easy, we mentioned earlier that this is a great route for families with kids.
Yeah, totally. Any tips for parents who are thinking about taking their kids on this trip?
Well, first and foremost, safety always comes first. Life jackets are a must, even if your kids are strong swimmers. And it's always a good idea to check the water levels and the weather forecast, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, that's smart, especially with little ones.
Right.
Okay, so let's say we've done all that. We've checked the safety precautions. The weather's looking good, and we're ready to go. What's the best time of day to start this kayaking adventure? Morning, afternoon?
Our sources seem to suggest mid-morning is a sweet spot. Gives you plenty of time to enjoy the paddle, take in the scenery, maybe even stop for a picnic lunch along the way.
Oh, now you're talking. A picnic lunch on the banks of the River Raisin. I can picture it now. The sun, the trees, the kids splashing around.
Sounds perfect. And that brings me to another point our sources mentioned. This isn't just about, paddling from point A to point B. It's about slowing down and really immersing yourself in nature. Maybe do some bird watching, take some pictures. It's a great opportunity to just disconnect and unwind.
Yeah, that's what I love about kayaking. It's like you're entering a whole different world. And then, like you said, once you've had your fill of peace and quiet, you can paddle on down to downtown Tecumseh and enjoy the more lively atmosphere there.
Right. The best of both worlds.
Exactly. And it's great that Tecumseh is promoting sustainable tourism too, encouraging people to support local businesses and minimize their impact on the environment. So it's not just about having a good time, it's about doing it responsibly.
I agree. And that's what makes this whole experience so appealing. It's this harmony between nature, recreation, and community. It's not just about escaping everyday life. It's about connecting with something bigger than yourself.
It really does sound like a pretty unique place. It's amazing how this one little stretch of river kind of sums up the whole Tecumseh story.
Yeah. It really does. A town that used to harness the river for industry, now they're embracing its beauty and ecological importance.
Totally. It's a story about change and adapting, but also about respecting the past.
And it's a story that goes beyond Tecumseh, All across the country, towns are rediscovering their rivers and waterways.
It's like we took these natural resources for granted for so long, and now we're finally realizing how valuable they are.
Exactly. And Tecumseh shows how you can do that in a way that benefits everyone. History buffs, nature lovers, people just looking for a fun day out.
It's all right there, right? History, nature, recreation, all wraps up in one perfect package. And it's right here, in our own backyard.
It just goes to show you don't always have to travel far to find adventure. Sometimes the best stuff is right under our noses.
Couldn't agree more. And for anyone listening who's feeling inspired to check out the River Raisin, we have a great resource to share.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Our friends at Motor City Paddle Club Kayak Rentals, they're the go-to folks for exploring Tecumseh's waterways.
They've got everything you need. Kayak rentals, guided tours. They even offer shuttle services, so you don't have to worry about getting back to your car.
Super convenient.
Yep. And if you want to learn more, head over to their website. It's www.motorcitypaddleclub.com. Or you can give them a call at 313-765-2925.
They'll hook you up. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm just struck by how powerful nature is. How it can bounce back and, even thrive in places we thought were lost. And it's awesome how communities like Tecumseh are recognizing that.
It's a good reminder that even in places marked by industry, nature can still find a way. And when it does, it creates beauty and recreation and a chance for us to reconnect with something bigger than ourselves.
Beautifully said. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We hope you'll consider exploring the River Raisin for yourselves. Happy paddling.